Hey guys, good evening and or good day. I know we have an international team now, so thanks for joining me. I always appreciate it when you, I take a note of who's attending these sessions. Lets me know who's serious, who's putting in the time, who's learning the training, who's implementing what we teach to really go out there and, take your game to another level. So that's great for you to do that. So I got a lot to get through tonight, so I'm going to blast through the information and I'll put the recording in the group pretty much straight after, so you can go and review it if you wish. But it always helps if you can attend these trainings live. It really, really, truly does, because they last about between 30 minutes and 60 minutes, right? And to take that length of chunk out of your day consciously is kind of tricky, right? But when you're here live, it goes by quicker because you're participating in it and you can't forward it, you can't mess around. So I highly invite you, if you've got at all any team members, one of the keys to my success has been that I've always emphasized the training to my team, and I've always said, hey, team train on tonight. Are you registered? Are you sure? Are you going to attend? And then they go to their team members and say, hey, you're registered. Are you going to attend? Really go out there personally and make sure that people are getting to these trainings. It makes such a humongous difference. And also, think about the type of business that you want to build. If you're yet to recruit anybody, this is going to help you do it quicker. Listening to people like myself who have recruited a lot of people in the business that you're in. And also, as you move forward, as you start to grow your team, look at it this way. Do you want your team to rely upon you for everything? Do you want them to be calling you for every single little nook and cranny, even though they've been in your team a while? Of course not. So when you plug them into training like this, I'm going to cover a lot of topics tonight. Chances are it's going to save a lot of people calling you about these topics in the future, because you can just say, hey, check out this replay. It's gone through in detail, as opposed to spending an hour or 2 hours going through the same information. It's already there exactly as you would have said it anyway in this recording. So that's just my take on training. I like to create leverage in my business. So let's get started. Let me move my little panel out of the way and we shall get moving. So first of all, 24 hours, bit of sort of housekeeping. There's 24 hours as I'm making this on Monday. So by the end of tomorrow, to get your little videos in. Thank you to those of you that have stepped up and done it. I know some of us make videos all the time, a lot of you don't, so I remember when I first started making videos, how kind of stressful it was and how I didn't really like at all what I look like on camera. So I really appreciate you doing that for the team. That's great. It's entirely optional, so I'm not going to say, hey, why haven't you done it? Nothing at all like that at all. I'm making sure you all know about it so you can make an informed decision, but it's optional. It's completely optional. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're doing a testimonial video underneath the presentation. So I'm going to put the latest presentation on a page and then a second video underneath it, which is going to be this team's testimonials all kind of edited together in short, sharp consecutive actions so they can listen to it, your prospects can see it. It's great leverage for you because obviously when you send people to a page, I'm going to make it look pretty, they're going to look at it and go, wow, this looks like the page for the entire company, and you're on it. So it's great leverage when you send people to that. So Tuesday, that opportunity for that ends. I probably will update it in the future, but it's only probably like once or twice a year, if that, I update that website. As you can imagine, it's a lengthy job. And it's just to make a slight improvement, which I don't mind, but obviously I can't do it every single month. A basis for this is really basic 30 seconds. Your name, your occupation, the reason why you joined, and since joining, any physical results. So my name is Richard Mathrew. I'm a fauna fitness instructor from the UK. I joined Team Start Living because I was working 80 hours a week, £40,000 in debt. I knew I needed to do something more to spend more time with my family. I just thought there's got to be more to life. Since joining Team Start Living, I'm qualified for the BMW. I'm a director in the company, pushing for marketing director, and I do this full time now. I've took 9 holidays over the last 2 years. I'm so grateful for Team Start Living. So that was pretty much bang on 30 seconds, right? And you can change it for your results, such as you've got your wings, which means an overhead-free business, and the company will send you away. It can be you just got started, but you've attended the training, and it's great, and you're really happy and looking forward to the future. You can see a clear vision now. Anything. Doesn't have to be something physical, but if it is, it's better. But I'll include you all the same. So that's that being said. Next point, okay, we did a bunch of webinars last week, 4 I think in a row. I was shot, I don't know about you guys, I was shot last week by Friday. I didn't know where I was coming or going. It takes a lot out of me to do those webinars. I don't know if you realize, I speak faster on a purpose. When you present, I speak louder and faster, and to do that for an hour continuously, when you finish, it leaves you quite lightheaded because I've not been breathing properly. It takes it out of you. So by Friday, I was kind of like, oh, I feel so woozy. But hey, You guys filled them, I was really, really pleased with you guys, really pleased. You could have made excuses. You could have said all sorts of, oh, we've already had one webinar, we've already had two webinars, maybe there'll be more. You could have made all sorts of rubbish excuses, and you didn't. Whole bunch of you, the majority of you stepped up, you filled those webinars every single night, some of you, and it all gets noticed. And I was really proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. Because if you can invite people and get them to webinars, any information, that's the hardest part of this business. So I thought you did phenomenally well. You know, we exposed over 140 people last week. Over 140 people saw him. That's attended, not registered. So the ones that actually physically attended, over 140 over the week, that's phenomenal. That really is phenomenal for a team our size, and that's why we're getting all the shout-outs from everyone else. That we got more on webinars than they get on in the main TSL group. You know, we did. We're doing really, really well. And I will be doing webinars again in the future, but the reason I don't get my words out. The reason I don't do them regularly is because I don't want people to rely upon them and miss out on opportunities to set your own diary. So yes, I'll be bringing the webinars back. I won't be doing them every single day because obviously, you know, that's an unfair burden for people, and it loses its impact when we say, hey, webinar, 2 days time, everybody rallies around it, right? That's the way we usually use them. But I just want you to know that not to wait. The system works, okay? I built my entire team without a single webinar. Not a single person in my team came, maybe one or two towards the end, but 99.9% of my entire team has been built without inviting to webinars. I did the 3-step setup, the pre-close where I ask, you know, what do you do? What do you like about it? Oh, you must love it if you've been doing it that long. What do you mean you hate it? Oh, well, what would you change? If I had a magic wand, what would your life be like? If you continue doing what you're doing now, when will you ever get there? That's my pre-close. I can get everything I need to know before the presentation, so when it comes to afterwards, I've got all the information that I need. I use Vacation Sooner or the international version on that same page. I close, I plug them into the Fast Start. That is the system that is tried and tested. Troy Brown uses that system. He's triple IMD. Ray uses that system. He's pushing NMD. All the leaders use that system. Webinars are an added punch when we need it, right? So don't be thinking, I'll see how long it takes to do another webinar. You really are leaving money on the table if you do that, because someone else is going to be talking to your prospects, showing them the video, signing them up while you're waiting for a webinar. Not that I think you guys are the kind of people to wait. So, recognition. This is recent promotions, the last month or so. With Wings Qualified, which means all these people now don't pay any membership, their business is overhead free, everything is purely profit, and also every single year Will Ventures will give their membership back to them as though they had paid it, so they can take a holiday on us. And that is actually, you know, with the new announcements at Momentum, there's going to be an executive status announced whereby if you get a certain amount of points, referral points from recruiting per year, then you can use your Dream Trips points for the entirety of a trip. How cool is that? So you can literally use all your points for the entirety of a trip, so you'll pay nothing. There's been some great announcements. I'm giving it a week or so before the official stuff comes out, before I start going and saying things that aren't actually true, right? But that is a definite. So Dorothy, congratulations. Linda, congratulations. Matt, just newly qualified. Gary and Lynette, guys, all Wings qualified as well. We know Carl last month, he got senior rep qualified as well, and well on their way. I know these people are really, really, really close. Back again. So off it went, back it comes, right? So you guys can hear me okay now, right? Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, okay, so let me carry on. Right. Let me mute something, actually, a second. Got some interference on my... Just give me 2 seconds, guys. There we go, that's got it. That's got it. I had some interference on my mic. Perfect. Done. Right, okay, so Carl, senior rep, and I know these guys are very, very close. Rob is one away from his Wings, I believe. Kelly, Carl's wife, she's very close to senior rep as well. They have separate accounts like a lot of us do. So that's going to be double lifestyle bonuses, double residual income, double everything, right? So, you know, really, really close to that, and I'm really proud of those guys. Cheer them guys, those people on. If you're close, get going. So we have the deal, right? This month, I'm checking my little car, brooming along the way there at the top. It's another record month for my team. Okay, another record month for this team. You guys are doing phenomenal. And I just want to let you know as well that in World Ventures, that this is the 42nd record month of growth. 42nd record month for this company. All right, how unbelievable is that? 42 months in a row. You just don't hear about it anywhere else. Just a second, guys. I'm getting interference on my speakers here. Let me get rid of that. There we go. So yeah, in this team alone, we've got another record month. We've still got a week to go. Still got a week to go. So it's going to be definitely a record month. 42nd record month in a row for World Ventures. That means every month after every month after every month is bigger and better than the last one. That isn't happening anywhere else in this industry. If you think it's any easier or any better to promote any other company, it's a flat out lie. It really is. I mean, people pitch me all the time, hey, come sell some vomit juice. I'm like, no, I'm all right. My auto ship's fun and holidays. I'll let you take your berries or whatever it is you're chugging down. I'll keep on going for the beach. But 42 months in a row, unbelievable, really is. So tonight's training, specific tactics, right? You're about to learn a 90-day game plan for massive momentum and growth. 3 steps to ensure that your people turn up for your calls and appointments, right? That's annoying when they don't. And how to deal with questions and objections like a pro. Now we're getting more people to the information. Now we're getting more people to look at the webinars and the deal. Obviously, they're going to give you questions, objections. I highly invite you, if you're all unsure, to set up a 3-way call with your upline. Say, hey, I've got this appointment at 2 o'clock. Will you be around at 2:30? And I'll give you a call if I need you. But then, of course, sometimes you're just physically not going to be able to have the time at the same time as your upline. So it's handy if you've got a good foundation to build on for yourself. So 90-day game plan. Let me give you some tactics, some kind of background, and then let me give you some specifics as well, so you've got a specific game plan that you can move forward with over the next 90 days. So network marketing, this is some high-level stuff, by the way, guys. This is stuff that we're probably going to keep within this team. This is really a high level. If you get it, if you understand what I'm telling you, a lot of things will click into place, okay? So network marketing is built around events. It's built around events, nothing else. It's built around events. When you're saying, hey, get in now because we've got a big event momentum in March, we've got a big event in United in April, get in now before we have a massive influx, because it's great we have a binary compensation plan. It's instant urgency. A whole bunch of people are probably going to join. Do you want to be above them or beneath them? That's how we leverage the pre-event. And hey, one step further, this is really powerful. You know what? If you join now instead of waiting, if you join now, if this is something you want to do, well, if you join now, you've got now 5-6 weeks for you to then leverage momentum and United and bring your people in. So sure, you can wait until the event and that's just fine, or you can just attend by yourself. But think how amazing it would be with the growth you would experience in your team if you join now and you recruited a bunch of people off the strength of the event and 2 of those came to Budapest with you. There's now 3 of you leaving that event on fire, ready to recruit the hell out of your area. So this is how I teach people to teach, because it's the truth. It's all about urgency. Success loves speed. Instead of being a consumer of information, you've got to think like a marketer. Pre-event, that's that tactic. That's where it's at. The event itself, I don't need to tell you, the regional was great, right? But when you go to something like Momentum, it's unreal. Absolutely unreal. I mean, you guys, did any of you see the highlights? Any of you see some of the comments coming out of the American group, the main groups? Did you guys take a look at that? Yes, I mean, it looks amazing, doesn't it? I mean, our regionals are fantastic, don't get me wrong. They're really, I mean, this goes without saying, it's the closest the training's ever going to be, so you've got to go, right, if you're serious. But like everyone's saying, amazing, looked amazing, yes. Those events are something else, absolutely something else. It isn't like a big regional, it's completely different. It's like going to a rock concert, apart from the teaching you how to be a millionaire at the same time. And when the people back home see that, how curious do you think they're going to be? What on earth is Matt doing, right? I know he was in some kind of deal. He's in Budapest. Not only is he in Budapest, he's got a bunch of people with him. What's that sign they keep getting out? Why is he on stage? What are they all cheering for? There's 10,000 people in the stadium, so it must be real, right? You get even 5,000 people in the stadium. They go, all right, so it's not just Matt and his dog or Matt and his friend Richard. This is a big deal. There's a whole bunch of people there. What am I missing out on? That's instant curiosity. You will sign people up. I mean, if you do it right, you will sign people up because of the event. You can shoot videos there. You can shoot a bunch of videos at different places over 3 days. Testimonials from the team, interviews and testimonials from me if you want them. You know, pictures together. We do a team meeting, and also we have a bunch of fun. I mean, your mouth will just ache like when you were a kid at school. You will have so much fun. You will have so much belief. You'll have so much leverage from attending that event. It is impossible not to leave that event and be twice as good as you are now, 10 times as good as you are now. And that is shown by the fact that everyone who comes to the events, these big events, 5 to 35 times more is how much you will earn in when you attend these events. Imagine if there was something you could do in your day job where they could give you a 35 times pay rise and all you had to do was spend a couple of nights in Europe having fun. And that's what's open to you with momentum. You need to book it. Most of you have. Most of you are going, but you really do. I can't, I'm doing you a disservice if I don't emphasize that. I really am. And what those events do is they create urgency and excitement, okay? Urgency and excitement. Because after the event itself, of course, you've now got pictures to leverage, and when you go prospect people, what happens? Well, I wondered what that was about. I have been seeing your posts, okay? So you've got that instant leverage, even if you don't have any results. By coming to an event, well, hey, it seemed real to me when I flew to Budapest and there was 5,000 other people in the room, and here's my teammates. You're bulletproof. They're going off hearsay, and I know a friend who did this and did that and did the other and was, you know, in whatever, Donkey Kong MLM, whatever rubbish they try and make up to just make an excuse. You went there. You were there physically. There's the photos. They can't deny it. You're bulletproof. Makes such a difference to your closing and everything. And here's some tactics. In fact, let me go to the next page. I think I've duplicated what I've put here. So yeah, so here's a game plan for the next 90 days, okay? You really want to find your runners, that I call them, okay? I call them your runners. That's the people, local to you especially, or anybody who wants to run hard and fast like you do. When you find those people and you bounce ideas off each other and you bounce energy off each other, good things happen. Really good things happen, It's like Carl and me. I knew straight away when Carl was in the team, I could see potential, and I'll say I push him on a purpose. Same with some of you guys. I stretch you on a purpose. I'm not trying to break you down. I'm trying to break you through. That's really important. I heard Shelley Blandsey say that about Johnny Wimbury. Okay, he does the same thing, and that's what I do. Sometimes when I don't reply to you for a while, or when I give you short answers, or when I make you go and do something for yourself, I'm teaching you how to teach. I'm teaching you how to be a leader. I can do everything for you and have you rely on me and go, wow, I'm so amazing. I do everything for my team. That's not me. I don't want to be that guy. I want you to be successful. If you can go and overtake me in this company, I'll have nothing but praise for you. I'll be the one crying while you're on stage, right? So I want you guys to achieve the life that you are pushing for, right? And the only way to do that is to show you the way and inspire you to action. It isn't to hold your hand, okay? So I do that stuff at the beginning, but you'll notice how I sometimes stretch you, and that's on a purpose. Iron galvanizes iron, right? And just look at the success this team's having, okay? Because you all do the same thing to your team members, right? So anyway, 90-day game plan specifics. Number one, I'm going to get some images of the leaders of our company, and I'm going to put a little bit of a story about them, and I'm going to share them on my Facebook profile, my personal profile. So I'll have like Troy Brown, nice picture of him, a nice frame in the background, previous anesthesiologist, triple IMD, I'll put something in there that raises curiosity without saying World Ventures all over it, okay? So when you see that, keep a look at it. If you want to participate, you don't have to. When you see that on my wall, put a like on it, put a comment on it, and share it. And then we will all reciprocate that with each other. So when I see anybody share, like, and comment on that picture, you'll probably notice I try and do this anyway. I'll go straight over to your wall, and within the day, I will like and comment on that post too. So what happens is, even if there's only a handful of you who are serious about this, that's fine. Even if there's only a handful of people doing this, I would say typically there'll be more. What happens is all the photos and that we share around, they've all got likes and comments and interaction on it, which entices other people to do the same and be curious, okay? So look out on my wall. I'm going to do one a day or one every other day, and you'll see it pop up. It'll be clear as day, a World Ventures leader invoking curiosity. Share it, like it, comment it. Now then go to your wall and repay the favor so we can get your people interested, okay? So look up, why do we do this? Well, you want to look out for pop-ups, likes and comments on your wall. What does that mean? Well, if someone outside of World Ventures likes or comments on your post, that's someone you definitely want to be getting in touch with. What I do is when I get likes and comments on my posts, I go and I'll message them and I'll say, hey, thanks for the like today, or thanks for the comment. Just realized it's been a while since we caught up. How's things? I don't go in with the opportunity because I know I'm going to bring it out of them, what's happening in their life over the course of the conversation, okay? Like you can get a litmus test, you know. Well, things aren't so good. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Why is that? Well, we're not paid enough. Bing, 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 bing. Really? You know, maybe it's not as quick as that, but that's what happens. And what I mean by pop-ups is, if you notice how sometimes people just pop up on your wall, on your newsfeed all of a sudden. I haven't heard from them for ages. They pop up on your newsfeed. You click on their name. They've been posting regular. Why have you not seen each other? Well, if you've not been over to their wall, their comments, their pictures, and started writing something on there, it means they've been sniffing around your posts. So it means that they've been clicking on your photos. It means that maybe you've liked something and you've missed it. They've interacted some way on your Facebook profile. So when someone just pops up out the blue on your newsfeed, that's a great person to go and reach out to, because they're going to be thinking, what? I'm wondering what they're up to these days. So when you message them and say, hi, notice we haven't caught up for a while, how's things? They go, wow, you read my mind. I was only just the other day looking at your pictures. Really? That's a surprise. Yeah, they don't know what they don't know, right? So that's step 2. After you've been sharing those comments and those pictures, look out for the comments, the likes, and the pop-ups. Step 3, leapfrog your list. So I'll go over your list again. You should have a list of people who've told you no or have told you maybe or whatever. Go over those people and tell them about momentum. Say we've got a massive event coming up in Budapest. We've got some of the best trainers in the world. We're going to have someone called Mark Aceta and go into his story. We've got a guy called Julio Acosta who was in London the other day. He went from 500 to 26 grand a month. We've got some millionaires who are going to train us how to do the same. And it doesn't matter if they're in the company or not, they get to leverage this training. So who do you know who would really like to be trained by millionaires, spend a weekend with a bunch of people, have some fun, and create a ton of memories in Budapest for next to nothing because they get some good deals with their travel? That should be everyone, right? So really we're testing the waters with them, but for those we're making out like we're looking past them. Well, obviously when you looked, it wasn't for you back then. Put it in the past. Obviously when you looked before, it wasn't for you. But I'm really serious about this. So who do you know? And then go into what I just said. That's called a leapfrog because it's as though you're leaping over them. No pressure on them, and the less pressure, they want to come at you, okay? Number 4, zero chicken list. The chicken list is where you'll find growth. Growth for yourself in terms of as a person, as you face your fears, and growth in terms of leaders. The people that have money and that don't really need to do this financially, a lot of times tend to be people who do really, really, really well with this because they've got connections, they're looked up to, they have trust, they've already got success. If they're driving a nice car in a nice house with a nice clothes, when they go to people and say, hey, I'm building this business, they have a certain amount of persuasion with that, okay? People go, oh, right, okay, well, if you're doing it, so you want to have zero chicken list. Go through them as you would anybody else. I've always had a lot of respect for you, so I want to share something with you. That's it. Done. Invitation done. Do something new. Once you've done that, once you've leapfrogged and got rid of your chicken list, do something new. This is what I do. I'll go somewhere. I'll go and try another club out. I'll go to a networking day. I'll do anything. I'll go do something where there's a whole group of new people, and I'll get in there and I'll get the contact details. Okay, I'm doing it right now at the school that we've just moved up to. I keep dropping little nuggets in there. How come you're always picking Ava up? Well, I do what I want. I set my own diary. Really? Yeah. Anyway, I'll catch you later. I'm patient. It's slowly catchy monkey, right? That's what I'm like. And you can see him like perplexed. Well, what do you do? I'm just picking Ava up right now. That's my daughter. We'll catch up some other time. Next time, It only takes me about a week to do it. Yeah, people, I'll use Julio Acosta's line now. People go, oh, when did you get that car? I can't believe what I paid for it. Nothing. Really? Yeah, nothing. Company pays for me. Really? Company car? No, not really. They just, I don't, I'm busy right now, but, we can catch up some other time. 3 or 4 things like that. And then by the time it comes to Friday, and I'm saying to them, so how's your week been? And they say, how's your week been? And I go, fantastic. I love what I do. I would do it even if I wasn't making good money, which I am. Well, what is it you do? Well, I can't promise anything, but how about we get together 20 minutes? Done. Appointment. Straight to the playground, Something new. Just be a person of value, raise curiosity, then go for the invitation. It's not rocket science, right? Point number 6. You want to be making 3 cold market invitations or connections every single day while you're out and about. I do it all the time. There's a lad in Asda the other day. Really, really young lad, obviously wasted, stacking shelves. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but he was obviously, I don't know, he's obviously not happy there. And I asked him for a certain type of drink that I like to get. He went off into the storeroom, found it, came back. He brought 3 other things with him. He was thinking on his feet, getting his day, getting his job out of the way. It just screamed to me potential. Now, I have no idea if that guy's going to tell me to do one or not. But I'm like, hey, listen, you seem pretty ambitious, right? Yeah, I am. Well, not many people, a lot of people, I know your company tells you that you've got to find what I ask you to, but not many people do it with a spring in the step and bring 3 other crates of stuff back and know exactly what, you obviously know your job here, right? So you take pride in your work. Yeah, I do. I just got a conversation going, and then I invited him. Got a presentation out. That's one exposure that I would never have got had I not opened my mouth. I try and do at least 3 per day, even though I do the same routine all the time. Number 7, probably most important, book and attend momentum. You really got to do this, and I'm going to come on to this in a second, because if you want massive growth, the events are where it's at. Like I said, it's all around events, and you've then got a shot of getting some team members there too, which is just wait until that happens to you. If you can recruit like a madman or a madwoman right now, get some team members to momentum, wait and see what happens when you come back from that event. And it's not just you on fire and you dragging everybody up. You're already hitting the ground running with momentum, hence the event name, because a bunch of people are doing that with you. It's magical. So, training section number 2, 3 steps to smash no-shows, right? Here's my 3 steps that I like to use to make sure that people, don't leave you hanging, right? Number 1, always control the flow of information. We train people how to treat us. Zig Ziglar said that. I say it to you guys all the time on a purpose. You train people how to treat you. You train people how to treat you. So if you treat your business, your World Ventures business, like it's, come on, take it or leave it, I'll send you a link, whatever, then guess how they're going to treat it? The same blasé attitude. It's nothing important. I'll take a look when I've got the time, which obviously is never for most people, right? Their inbox piles up. So be a professional. If you were going to show any other information, if you were any other professional business person, you would insist upon appointment, right? So the same goes for your World Ventures business. Well, this is the times I've got free. Well, can you send me a link? No, I don't do it that way. I'm a professional. I just flat out say it. Oh, well, if you can't send me information, I guess, well, okay, then you're not joining. Oh, well, if that's the way, yeah, that's the way. Listen, I don't want to stress you out. I'm looking for people who are looking for us. I want fun people looking to make a few grand extra a month while taking holidays, get a BMW, put in the drive. And to be honest, if I'm going to invest my time in you, it's really important. I know you've got the right attitude and the right goals. So this may be a fit for you. Plenty of people in World Ventures you can go and recruit. Not going to be my team. I'm a professional. You play my game or you play someone else. I'm sure I turn people off saying that, but guess who I attract? Action takers. Guess who I attract? People who are respectful of your time, professional, and who will be there when you say so. And if they don't, they're willing and accepting of you to say, hey, my time is valuable. You don't turn up again, we're done. That's flat out. Flat out. If you miss an appointment with me, that's it. Call me when you're serious. Maybe I'll consider giving you some more time because I'm super busy and you said you would be there and you're not. So you're telling me there's no emergency happened, which life happens. I can completely understand that. You're telling me you just can't be bothered. Hey, guess what? I can't sponsor you how I said I was going to sponsor you. If you want to join now, I'll put you underneath my 50th person. How's that? I'm done. I'm not going to play that game. And guess what happens? Nobody ever stands me up. Everybody always shows. Number 2, double confirm. Be assertive yet polite. When I'm talking to people and I set an appointment and they go, yeah, okay, 3 o'clock, I say, okay, so for definite, I'm really busy. I want to be respectful of your time as well. But 3 o'clock on Tuesday, you can definitely make that, right? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to put it in my diary right now. If I don't hear from you So, nothing to do now, but if I don't hear from you, I will definitely have made time and I'll be there for 3 o'clock on Tuesday. You won't let me down, will you? No, Richard, I will definitely be there. Excellent, cool. Well, here's my number. If some emergency crops up, you make sure you give me a call. If not, I'm really looking forward to sharing what I've got. I double confirm it. I overly confirm it. Okay? Be busy or super busy. Well, I can't do 3. Can I do 4? Can I do 6? Can I do 7? I'll be flexible to a certain point, but if I feel someone is trying to get the upper hand on me by just picking a time for the sake of it, well, I can't do that. I'll do over here. I'm like, nah, to be honest, I'm really super busy. So these are like 4 times that I've got available. If you can't make them, maybe we'll do this next week sometime when I've recruited some more people who can make those times. My ball, I'll play with it how I choose. Okay, and people say, well, you can do that now because you're pushing for marketing director. This is the way I got to where I've got to, by having this posture already. See, I saw a training and I started to do this ever since. What would I say if I were already an IMD? What would you say if you were already an IMD? So when people mess you around, if you already had 3,000 people in your team and you're earning $500,000 to $2 million a year, what would your reply be? Because there's only one way to get to IMD, and that is to carry out the actions and behavior of an IMD. So it's like that example, those of you who've got acceleration. Your kid, if you've got children, just imagine if you don't. Your child comes to you and says, hey, bad news, I got an E in maths. But good news is, next year, I'm planning on getting an A, and then I'll get a tutor. You go, no, you get a tutor now, so you get an A for next year, right? That's the way we do it. We carry out the actions before we get the results. It's the same with this game, right? I see something like events. I'll go to an event when I've made more commission or when I have a team. Okay, well, when you've got that point, you won't need the events, right? You need the events to learn how to recruit people and how to grow a team. So do you see the kind of like oxymoron in that, right? So final part of the training before I share a little video with you actually from YouTube. And that is dealing with questions and objections, right? Dealing with questions and objections. So this is really, really important. Like I said, those of you who are now getting more people in front of information, it's important that you know how to handle this, okay? So I put a little training in the group, which I'm sure you can find on this, but I wanted to go over it a little bit now before I share that video with you, which, if you haven't seen it, you're really going to like. So anyway, dealing with questions and objections. You have different ways you can approach this. So it depends on your personality, okay? I'm obviously very, very red. So are some of the people in this team, so we tend to handle objections in a certain assertive manner. You may be really blue and really yellow, which means really fun and really caring, which means you may not be comfortable with that. I'm actually very high. I'm actually joint red and yellow. I'm pretty much maxed the score in that test, the personality test. I maxed out red and yellow together, and I have like 0 blue and 0 green. So fun for me is making money and helping people. Okay, it's like if I'm not learning something, or I'm not, if it's not productive, it's a waste of time. It's not fun. So that's the way I am. Hey, why don't you come and have some fun? Fun? Well, I watch TV for. Does it make me any money? Does it help me help people? I ain't got time for that. Okay, Richard, rock on. So anyway, back to this. So if you've got a different personality, you may want to use stories. This is a really simple and probably the easiest way that you will ever be able to handle objections because it requires less memory, because we remember stories a lot easier than anything else. So go out there and learn, and you're actually going to get a crash course on this with what I'm showing on my wall. Learn the stories of the leaders of the IMDs in this company. It squashes any objection. So when people say to me, Richard, I really would love to join, but, I don't know if I have the money, right? I'm going to say, hey, I always say you understand, because people don't like being ignored, right? Hey, I completely understand what you're saying. I know that, but I don't know about your financial situation, but what I do know is we got a guy called Matt Morris, and he became a turning point. He used to sell mattresses from his car. He was homeless. He used to have to shower in public restrooms so he didn't smell for his appointments. How bad is that? And he used to sleep in churchyards, in graveyards, because he felt people would attack him less because it was a religious area. And it started to rain one night. There was a broken piece of guttering. So he got his bar of soap out and started having a shower naked underneath this guttering in the church at night. And he just caught a glimpse of himself and thought, you know what? I've got to do something. I'm broke. I'm unhappy. I'm showering naked under a guttering. I've got to change my life. He's just gone double IMD. He earns millions, 7 figures every single year with us. So what were you saying about finances? So can you see how you're squashing them? What you're saying is, well, your lack of money probably isn't nothing compared to this gentleman, and yet he's created big success. What's your excuse? Now, I might be able to get away by saying something like that. Maybe you don't feel you can pull it off, so you can use stories until you generate that confidence. It gives you a very powerful way to motivate people to action, and it says all in one foul swoop, people like you can do this, probably even worse off than you, okay? I can do that with anything, okay? If someone talks about, they work in a hospital, I'm going to go Troy Brown. If they're minimum paid wage, I'm going to bring out the twins because they used to be waitresses, right? And one of their waiter friends is an IMD too. If you want to talk about someone who's more professional, I'm going to bring in Ed Blunt probably because he's a very cerebral guy. He's very professional. His trainings are very articulate, so I'm going to share that with them. It's we've got all sorts of leaders from all sorts of backgrounds. You can share the stories, right? A second way that's really useful, and it's very short and to the point, is of course. Well, I'd love to join, Richard, but I don't have the money. Of course you don't. That's why I brought it to you, so you could change that. That makes sense, right? Really simple. Well, I don't have the time, Richard. I know, of course you don't. That's why I'm sharing this with you, because this is a way for you to have more free time. Do you want more free time? So can you see how you flip it around with yeah, of course. I'm not making them defensive. I'm not saying, yes, you do have the time, you're lying. I'm not saying that because they push back. I'm like, yeah, of course you don't have the time. I know that. That's why I'm here. Makes sense, right? So it's, that's another way you can handle it. Feel, felt, realize is kind of like an adaptation of the stories objection handling. So, I don't have the money. Hey, listen, I understand how you feel. Let's go for the events one, right? Because this is where we get this a lot. I'd love to go to the event, Richard, but, I'll probably do that when I have a bit more money. Okay, listen, I completely understand how you feel. Hey, I felt that same way too. I spent 2 years without going to events in a previous company, hardly had any success whatsoever compared to what I've got now. But then I spoke to my upline, Ray, and he helped me realize that, Richard, the people that go to events, that's every single leader in this company. So, if you want to be a leader, how do you expect to get there if you're not doing what they're doing? How do you expect to catch them up if they're at the events and you're not? And also, do you not realize that if you want to build a team and earn more money, which you do, right? I'm like, yes, Ray. He's like, well, if you want to do that, shouldn't you be at places where it's teaching you how to make that a reality? Because how are you ever going to get there if you don't bridge that gap between what you don't know and what you need to know? It's not going to happen for you. I'm like, okay, Ray, I'll see you in Dallas. I got my credit card out, off I went to Dallas. I mean, we just got to go to Budapest, right? But that's another great way of sharing a story with people. Feel, felt, realize. You understand how they feel. You felt the same way too. Someone else helped you realize. Not you, someone else helped you realize, just like you're helping them realize. Okay, hint, hint. We've got, this is kind of moving on now. So that's 3 ways you can handle objections. If I get too many questions or too many objections, I'm going to take it away. So if someone's looking for a way out, and I always ask that whenever someone asks, just to be blunt and upfront, save each other's time. What you just asked there, would you like me to give you a specific answer, a good answer, or are you looking for a polite way to say no? Because it doesn't matter either way. I don't want to feel any pressure whatsoever. I'm building an empire here. I'd love to do it with you if you want to do it, but it doesn't matter without you. So is that a real question, or are you looking for a polite way to say no? If they say no, thank you, save me some time. If they say yes, and they keep on drilling me with questions, I'm going to be like, listen. I'm super, super busy. I've got a bunch of people I've got to follow up with. They're ready to take action. So I understand that you're the type of person that wants to do lots and lots and lots and lots of research, but I've given you this video, I've given you that video, I've given you this video, and if you're still not in a position to give me a yes or no answer, I really don't think you see what I see just yet. So let's leave it for now. I don't think you'd be a fit for the team. Let me go and put some action takers in, and then when they're up and running, when they're making money, I'll come back to you in maybe a month or 2, and we can take it from there when you've had plenty of time to think it over. Okay, so, Cool Kids Club, you're on the bench. And if there's any interest at all, they'll, whoa, hang on a minute. And I have one last kind of piece of information. I have a 1 follow-up rule. Okay, if someone's really positive and they're just a green personality that likes research, I'll respect that by giving them 1 follow-up, but 1 only. So I'm going to say to them again, okay, so you say you need to know about the compensation plan. Yes, Richard. Is there anything else that you need to know about, or is that what your decision is hindered on? If you knew the compensation plan, would you be in a position to say yes or no? Either way, it doesn't matter to me, but just would you know if it was yes or no, which way you're swinging? Yes, Richard, I would. Are you sure? Need nothing else. I need nothing else, just the compensation plan. Okay, so right now I'm going to email you the compensation plan. It's going to say compensation plan in the subject. And I'm going to email you the detailed compensation plan. Now, when are you going to take a look at this? I'm going to take a look at this right now. So if I give you a call back in an hour, does that give you enough time to review the compensation plan, or would you either like an appointment later on today or tomorrow? Whatever they select. Okay, so I can fit you in at this time. So I'm going to call you at 2 o'clock tomorrow. You're going to have looked at the compensation plan. You're going to have a night to sleep on it, plenty of time to think about it. There's thousands of videos online you can look at. And then tomorrow, I'll call you at 3, and you can tell me yes or no. It doesn't matter either way, but you're going to tell me yes or no so I can move forward in this business. Correct? Correct. Now, if I go to that follow-up and they're still asking for more information, I'm going to say the same thing. I'm going to say, listen, John Smith, we said the other day that you only needed information on the compensation plan, and if I gave you that, you would be in a position to give me a decision. You're still wavering. Yesterday you said yes, today you say no. I can't work with that right now. I'm putting my foundation in place, which I want to be strong, definite people. So I really respect you that, you've taken the time to look over the information. I really respect that, but I'll get back to you in a few months when I've got these people making money and they're building their own teams. Fair enough? And you've got to say fair enough because you just took it away, okay? So that's a bit of a crash course on objections and following up, okay? So momentum, okay? Let me play you a video. Let me see if this works, okay? I hope it works. I never attempted this. So let me play you something. Let's see if this comes up. Perfect. So I want to play you this video.
Welcome to 2015 Momentum! Today you get to decide, is your life going to be average or is your life going to be great? Danger is real. Fear is a choice. I want you to expect great things to happen in your life. People are buying the passion. They're not buying anything else. They're buying you. All right? Stop being so cool every time you're out there trying to show the business. Get this in your mind because we have to play team. We have to play team. Anything is possible. But you have to believe it first. A sale is made on every call you make. Either you sell the client the membership or they sell you on the reason they can. But anyway, a sale is made, so it's all about who's going to close, you or them. We're creating joy around the world. World Ventures is about you realizing your dreams. Dreaming is important. You've got a dream. If we create joy because we're doing it together.
Go out there, let's make a difference in the world.
The least of me shall be made the greatest. You got to be willing to go all in. Stop tiptoeing around. Go all in. You can do this. And you just got to choose to take that next step, even when you don't know what the next step is. As we are liberated from our fears, our presence liberates others. We just got to go through it. Are you with me? This will be World Ventures' year, and that means it's your year, baby. This is your company, World Ventures.
So, how do you guys like that then? How did you guys like that? Pretty good video, right? So the reason I showed you that is, it's a really cool video, right? And what I wanted to show you is, number one, if you came to the regional, to understand that, when you go to Momentum, it is not the same, all right? It is not the same. It's completely different. It's a whole other ball game. And also, the reason I'm showing you this is, like I said, when I first started, I missed out on some events like this, and I regretted it deeply, deeply, deeply regretted it. Because how are you going to feel if you're just watching that? See, most people, like I did, I was stupid. I didn't know what I didn't know. I presumed what it was going to be like, what the experience would be like, and, it's a bit, can I afford it? Have I got the time? Blah, blah, blah. And then I realized once it kicked off that, oh my goodness, I really am missing out there. I really, really, truly am. And that's something that I want to put you in the mindset right now of. Put yourself forward to after the event. Put yourself forward to have seen that, of seeing people go to the events, of seeing people experience that. Photos like this, but 20 times larger, having those experiences, and you missed out, and you can't go back and undo that, right? Because whatever the excuse is, I want you to flip it around. 5 to 35 times more earnings from Momentum attendees. If you don't have the time, well, then wouldn't you want to do something that would teach you how you can have more time than you ever imagined? If it is a financial question, don't you want to go somewhere where they can teach you to earn 5 to 35 times more money, right? Flip whatever your reason is around, and you'll soon see how it makes complete sense to do that. And I know pretty much everyone on this call is going anyway, but I just want to instill that value in you so your new team members coming in, any of the stragglers who aren't yet on that trip, really get yourself over there. It gives you a chance to really believe in what you're doing, show that to other people, and also gives you the bulletproofness of the events, what they carry. So that's the training for tonight, and what I want to do now is throw it open to questions and answers if you've got any. So let me know anything you need to know, anything you want help with, anything you want to comment on, and I will give you my time and help you with that. So anything you want clarifying or you need help with. I think everybody, looks like no questions. Cool. So I think you guys are that well trained nowadays that you kind of like, yeah, great webinar, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. I think you guys are that well trained now that you kind of know what needs to be done now, right? You've got that game plan. It's just a case of going out there and implement it now with passion, getting through those contacts as quickly as possible, and getting yourself ready for this momentum, and leverage this to death. Leverage this to death, man. It's going to make a humongous difference to your business. So you guys know where to find me, right? You can get questions to me easy enough. I'll leave it there for tonight. We did a 50-minute one, under an hour, so that's a perfect timing for today. I'll let you go and start implementing these tactics. Get yourself out there, get making connections, because if you don't, someone else will. And I look forward to seeing all of you on the next training, and of course a whole bunch of you will have so much fun at Momentum coming up in about 5 or 6 weeks' time already. So let's push for those next rank and get you on the stage in time for that. Go and create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses, and I'll catch you on another training really soon. Bye for now.